Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. We are so glad that you're here. And we're glad that you're here because you want to hear about the essentials for our health. We know that health is so important and has been on the forefront of all of our minds, especially this past year. And we live in a world of tons of information overload, and also misinformation at times. So, when it comes to our health, what are the essentials? Of course, there are many factors like eating well, healthy whole foods, moving your body, getting your water in, getting good sleep, watching your stress levels, but is that enough? I'm Jody McComas, and I'm a mom of two, and I have been married almost 20 years, and I am very passionate about helping people thrive and not just survive. I, after struggling with most of my life with chronic illness and seeing specialist after specialist after specialist, I learned quite a few things. And I learned that there are really some pillars of our health that need to be addressed, even if we think we're doing all of the right things. So, what are those pillars and why can we not ignore them? There are three of them that I think are so crucial besides the one that I've already the things that I already mentioned. So blood sugar regulation, which everyone has to deal with. If we're alive, we have blood sugar regulation issues. Our gut health, which is our second brain, and it's home to over 75% of our immunity and our serotonin and so much more. And then the third thing is reducing inflammation in our body. So those are the three pillars, and they affect everything from autoimmune disease, all kinds of diseases that we could encounter, sleep, mood, weight balance, digestion, immunity, cravings, and so much more. So now we are going to hear from three amazing women who have found that filling the gaps in our health with the right natural supplements, along with those other healthy things that we mentioned, can make such a difference in our lives. And they are another tool that are there for us to help us to thrive and not just survive. So first up, we are going to hear from Stephanie Swanson, and she is married to her wonderful husband, Chad. They have two boys. She's a former fourth grade teacher, and after moving to Canada, for 2 years, they came back and they're now home in Nebraska, and she's been substitute teaching in elementary schools this year. So we're going to hear from Stephanie.
Hey everyone. So great to be on here tonight with you. One of the things that, a lot of times for me, I thought I was pretty healthy. Like I ate pretty healthy most of the time. My weight was good. I didn't always exercise, but I felt like I ate pretty healthy. Um, I didn't think I had a lot of issues. And when my friend was started sharing a little bit about Plexus, I was kind of looking for a multivitamin, and I knew that a lot of them out there didn't really like get absorbed into your bloodstream and actually do much for you. So when she was sharing about the products and how high quality they were, I was like, well, I'll support her and I'll give this multivitamin a try and one of the probiotics, because I've heard probiotics are good for you. And at that time, I didn't really know why. So I started with the X Factor Plus multivitamin, which I still take now. I love it. And it was the first time I had taken a multivitamin, and I'd actually noticed like a little bit of a difference. Like I could tell I had a little bit more energy, and it was just slight, but I had never noticed anything with any other vitamins I had taken before. So after a couple months of taking that, I decided to try some more products, and I tried Slim, the pink drink. And at the time, like I said, I always thought I was pretty healthy, but I really did have a problem with my sweet tooth. I had a lot of sugar cravings. At the time I started Slim, I was still nursing a baby at night. And so I was usually kind of tired, and in the afternoon would need an extra cup of coffee, and was usually snacking like late after the kids went to bed, and always just looking for like some sugar to kind of give me a little boost throughout the day. So after I had tried this Slim, I drank it for a month. I found I wasn't needing that extra cup of coffee in the afternoon anymore, and I wasn't craving the snacks and the sweets all the time. And I found that it was actually I had like a blood sugar balance issue that was part of it, because when my blood sugar would like dip down in the afternoon and I would crash and get tired. That's why I would want more coffee or want something sweet to eat. So when my blood sugar was stable, I had just better energy throughout the day and I wasn't needing those extra things to get me through. So I just continued to find more products that I love. I have added in ease and the rest of the triplex, which has probio 5 and bio cleanse. And I don't have restless legs anymore. I used to have restless legs all the time. It would drive my husband crazy when we were trying to watch TV at night. I used to have pretty regular seasonal allergies like fall and spring. I don't know what it was. I just always, would just kind of feel the itchiness come on, the stuffiness, the runny nose, all that stuff. And I didn't have to take allergy medicine last year. And so far this year, doing pretty good. But if I get a little stuffy, I use saline, but it's been amazing. And I never knew that allergies were related to gut health. And my sugar cravings have gotten so much better too. And I have energy to work out, to exercise. So yeah, it's been, even though I thought I was a really healthy person and I ate healthy, I found out I couldn't really get all the nutrients I needed from what I was eating because we just can't. The way that our foods are grown now, we just have nutritional gaps and you just need supplements to fill in those gaps. So, yeah, I found I just love the products. I love how good I feel and the energy that I have now, especially as a mom and as a teacher, just staying healthy throughout this school year. I had like a really short cold for like a day this fall, and that was it. So my immune system has just been so much stronger. And when I was teaching before, I used to get sick usually a couple times a year, get strep, get all kinds of stuff. So it's just really boosted my immune system too.
Thanks, Stephanie. I love that. I love all that it's doing for you. And next, we get to hear from Terry Mosley, and she lives in Flagstaff, Arizona. She's been married for 30 years. She has one daughter who is almost ready to graduate. She's fabulous, and she's about to go into the Air Force. Terry is healthier and feels better than she did in her 20s and 30s, and she is a CFO for her company. But most importantly, today is her birthday, you guys, and she is here with us. And I just am so excited that she's here spending her birthday with us, talking about one of the most important things that we can. So, Terry, it's all yours.
Thanks, thanks, Jody. Well, I'm quite a bit older than everyone else on Earth, so when you get that, you should forget when your birthday is. So when someone says, "Can you come and share?" you say, "Of course," and you don't remember that it was your birthday. So I will tell you that I did not join Plexus first. My husband was really sick, and he is a skinny little twig, and ended up losing about 20, probably almost 4 years ago now. And we went to the doctors, no one could find anything. They did a colonoscopy, they did ultrasounds, they put him on some very expensive antibiotics. And finally, a naturopath suggested a probiotic. I didn't even know what that was. I had to go look that up. And one of the recommended brands was Suspect Probio 5. And I knew a lady in town. I'd seen her posts and I thought, oh my gosh, I could help him and her because that's what I love to do. So we got some, and I would say within 7 to 10 days, he was a different person. And it was just really healing his gut. So then I was a little intrigued, and I specifically joined for weight loss. And I felt like I've always been overweight my whole life. And so I won a contest and I got a sample of Slim, and I ended up ordering the triplex. And I maybe did the triplex for six months or else, almost 70 pounds. And unlike Stephanie, who ate good, I wasn't. My food choices weren't. I never really felt like I had control over the fork. And I know that sounds funny, but I I don't drink anything but water. I only have water. I never drink a glass of water ever. I work out. I never used to work out. I liked to pick the parking place close to the store, so I didn't walk very far. And so these products really have changed my life. I have more energy. I don't drink coffee, but I used to drink Diet Pepsi. That was my coffee. We have several a day. I don't go to all anymore. And I have way more energy than I ever did. So I'm 54 today. So I'm blind. But I would say my husband and daughter threw me a surprise birthday party when I was 50. And that was sort of the turning point for me. It was kind of like, oh my gosh, I have got to get healthy. I don't want to be that old grandma who can't run with her grandkids. Um, but I didn't want to be that, you know? And I look back at the picture of my grandmother who, when she was my age, she looked like a grandma. She had gray hair. She didn't really exercise. She didn't go anywhere. She was an old lady. So I already know I feel better. So I do the triplex every day. Like that's my go-to. I also take X Factor Plus. And so if you're more mature, you could have some hot flashes, something like that. A little, my husband calls it crazy mood syndrome, but a little, you know, kind of over the top a little bit. X Factor Plus will fix all of that. I had night sweats so bad that I'd have to get up and change my nightgown because I was sweating bad. So that's completely changed for me. I also take the Mega X, which is base. They're not chucky, gross. And I sleep. I don't even want to say it like a baby. Our husbands sleep. Could hit the pillow on their heads, they're out. I also use the collagen and the Joyome, and I think it has improved my skin and my hair. My hair, I just got it cut and I got 2 inches cut off today. It's longer than it's ever been in my whole life. So that's sort of what I take. I'm trying to think what else I take. I also take Ease for the inflammation. So I think that's all I have. I'm trying to think. I had some notes, but okay, that's it for me.
I love it. Thank you, Terry. I love that you pointed out too, like it is for everyone. It's for our husbands, it's for men, it's for women, it's for those who are underweight, it's those who have weight that they want to lose. The great thing is that these products are going to help our bodies balance. They help us do what we need to do, which is just so incredible. That is the power of these supplements. So thank you for sharing your story. Next up, we have Jessica Kiefel with us, and she lives in Washington State. She has been married for 13 years, but she's been with her husband for almost 20, which seems impossible because she looks like she's 19. She looks so young, so youthful, and she has 2 kids. She's a registered nurse who will soon be graduating in May with her advanced registered nurse practitioner degree with a focus in family practice. So I'm super excited to hear your story.
Yeah, so my husband and I are high school sweethearts, so I was 15 when we started dating. That's how it can be 20. We were babies. So I started my plexus journey, I guess, about 2.5 years ago. My neighbor, who happens to be my sponsor, was the person who gave me my first sample of the pink drink. She saw that I ran all the time. I was a runner, and that tried to be really active and with the kids, and I'd work 12.5-hour shifts. And she knew I struggled with some gut health issues. So she was very nice and gave me a sample. And so I only had the Slim. That was all that I initially ordered. And I would drink that every day. I think I did that for a good 2 months. And as a nurse working 12.5-hour days, you always have that like 8 or 9 hour into your shift and you're like, oh my goodness, is this ever going to end? I'm so tired. I can't wait to go home. And I was noticing I wasn't getting that way anymore. I seemed to be pleasant all shift, even though everybody says I'm not grumpy. Internally, I felt grumpy. I was getting through my shift with energy. When I came home, I had energies to work out. And so after that is when I started adding the triplex, which is the ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse. When I started doing that, I noticed, oh my goodness, I have regularity. I'm not going once a week, which I was always told was normal by doctors, and that is not normal. And as a provider, I will share that that's not normal. But anyways, that's a side note. I was going every day, and I look at pictures now, and you don't think inflammation can happen when you're a healthy, happy person. But I mean, I lost a lot of inflammation in my face, and I actually weigh the same amount of weight. So I haven't changed my weight at all, but I look a lot thinner because of the inflammation that I had in my body, which is super interesting. I've also, since that time, ran 2 half marathons, which I could never break that threshold of 6 miles before starting Plexus. For whatever reason, my body was just like, nope, we're going to stop. And now I feel like I have the ability to do more, which is amazing. So I do the triplex. The other one I take is our probiotic Vital Biome, because with being in grad school and with being a mom and a nurse and everything else, I have a lot of stress. And I have noticed that when I am out, my anxiety goes up and through the roof. And when I take this probiotic, I don't have as much anxiety. I also don't have the same test anxiety. So I used to get that horrible upset stomach where you would be running to the bathroom all the time when things would happen from stress. And since starting that, and I've been on that for a year, I've not had any issues with like that stress gut. And I also notice my mood's better. I don't have that same switch where I get angry or lash out like I used to. The other things that I take are the Joyome face stuff, which is amazing. I had perioral dermatitis from stress, and it's completely healed. I also, since starting our cleanser, I had pressure ulcers across the bridge of my nose from wearing an N95 all the time. And it actually, since starting it, it's gone. And I think I started that in February, and I've now have like no residual issues from wearing masks, which is amazing. I mean, the stuff's like magic. I love it. I'm trying to think of other things. Everything's so great. The other product that I use a lot, just because I'm super busy and I drive an hour to work, is our lean shakes. So they have lots of protein, they have lots of vitamins, and they fill you up. So you throw together your shake, drive to work and drink that, and it can last until lunch without any issues of being hungry or feeling that drop in blood sugar. But I think if you were going to start with anything, that triplex is probably like the game changer. You have no idea what you're missing until you start that. And even if you stop it for like a week, you're like, oh my goodness, this stuff works. Because I did try to stop it for a little bit. And then I was like, nope, I'm going right back. And that's when I went like full into everything. I don't really know what else. I'm like, oh, I could just go on and on.
That is awesome. I love it. And I love that the Joyome has done that for you, because that's a big deal as someone who has to wear a mask all day long. So that's incredible. I love that. Thanks so much for sharing your story. I wanted to mention too that we have a kids line, and we're thinking, our kids are starting to go back to school. I know many kids are back in school, but this has been really crucial for us, is my kids' immunity. And my kids used to be sick all the time, just like I was. And so we have a kids line. My children take the probiotic and the BioCleanse. It is so fantastic to have children who are regular. If you have kids who've ever had constipation, it's not fun. And, better sleep, overall mood stabilizing. If you have a teenager in your house, hormone balance is a big deal. And it's fantastic to be able to give that to them with peace of mind, knowing that there are not harmful things in our products, that they are natural, plant-based. Even our skincare, there is a never list, and we do not put things in there that are on the never list. Very clean, simple, and as you can tell from these 3 amazing women and their stories and how they're all different. All of our stories are different, and yet it does so much for us because it gets at root issues. It addresses those essential needs that we all have, those pillars of health that are so important. So it is absolutely effective and worth the investment. And I just want to say you are worth the investment. It's the best decision that I've ever made for my health and my family. And our products are going to meet the needs that you have now, but also long into the future. Like Terry was talking about, we want to be healthy for years and years to come. That is our desire for everyone. And so it makes a difference today, but it also makes a difference for your future self. So if you're curious to learn more about what products could be helpful for you or your family, or you're like, I am ready to do this, now, you guys, is the best time. Don't wait. Do it today. And we have some incredible deals going right now. So I just want to leave you with this question. What if this could change everything for you too? So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. Thanks, guys.